I decided to kind of get away from the hectic world and life that we live in and come out to the park and take a short hike. And I'm sitting here along the Northwest River in Chesapeake, Virginia. And one of the things that kind of hit me yesterday and several conversations I had on Facebook with people was the issue of telling the truth. You know, I want to tell you a short story to kind of illustrate where I'm going with this. But if I was in my kitchen and heard a loud sound from my family room and rushed in there and found my television, my beautiful flat screen television, no longer sitting on the entertainment center, but busted up all over the floor. And I look at my 7-year-old and say, well, what happened? What happened here? And the 7-year-old responds, it just fell off. I don't know how it did it, but it just fell off. Well, that is my 7-year-old's truth. He needs me to believe that the TV just jumped off the entertainment center. That's the truth that at that moment he needs me to believe, his own personal truth. Now, as a parent, without question and no doubt that I would immediately think that there are some facts that are missing from his explanation. There are facts that will explain how the TV ended up on the floor, and I need to find out those facts before I can even begin to respond to the 7-year-old about what just happened and how we can ensure stuff like that never happens again. So again, we have his personal truth. We have facts that we need to understand to be able to respond. Now, I tell you that story because I had a conversation with some people yesterday, and I've had this conversation many times with people that they simply want to make assertions and allegations, particularly against the President of the United States, that have no basis in fact. And I always like to ask people when they make some of these sometimes very outrageous statements, what do you have to back that up? What are the facts? Can you tell me this? And guess what? 100% of the time, they say I'm deflecting by asking them to give me some facts or examples about their statement. It's kind of confusing because it appears possibly they are the ones deflecting by refusing to substantiate the statements they just made. Now, Jesus tells us in the Bible over 70 times, I tell you the truth, or I'm speaking the truth. That's pretty profound. And, you know, we've been taught, or hopefully most of us have been taught throughout our lives that it's much easier to tell the truth than it is to lie. And it is so true. It's the case in every instance. Much easier to tell the truth. But our society today has gotten to a point where we are so polarized, in particular over politics, that telling the truth is no longer an important factor. In fact, I tell you this, that presidential candidate Joe Biden on camera said, we don't need facts, we have the truth. Well, that's kind of an odd statement, and it goes back to the story I just told you. What he wants you to believe is that his personal truths, or the Democratic Party's personal truth, is more important than the facts. If the facts don't add up to the personal truth, the facts just simply don't matter, because personal truth matters more. Now, folks, we cannot live in our society based off of everyone's personal truth rather than the actual facts of any given situation. And I just find it hard personally as a Christian to understand this view of the world that our own personal truths matter more than the facts. Well, when Jesus spoke about telling the truth, Jesus was qualifying his statement that he was, in fact, not only speaking the truth, but Jesus Christ was the truth. We can't make up our own personal truths. You know, Ben Shapiro, a conservative personality on both video, podcasts, and in the news, often says that you are entitled to your own opinion, but you're not entitled to your own facts. And that's so true. We're not entitled to making up our own facts, especially when we use them as weapons. We weaponize this kind of fuzzy area of telling the truth. You know, you can almost make up anything now. Make up anything you want as your own personal truth. And depending on which side of the fence you're on, that may be very well accepted. I'm happy to tell you that the side of the fence I'm on, the side of the fence I think most Christians are on, is the side of biblical truth. The truth that is valid, the truth that is based on fact. Now, we can go back and analyze so many things in the Bible, and so many religious scholars and historians and other people have spent so much time trying to tear the Bible apart. And if you read any of these reports that they've all written, they all come back to the same thing: biblical truth. They have a really hard time trying to disprove things. I talked about this in my message on Moses parting the Red Sea a few weeks ago. Scientists spent, actually some of them their entire lifetimes, trying to dismantle the parting of the Red Sea, and they all came back to the same conclusion that given the right conditions, it might just have happened the way the Bible says that it did. So I just want to leave you with the thought that truth matters. All right, telling the truth is important, and making up false narratives to suit your own personal need doesn't further any real agenda for change, and it doesn't further humanity. Thanks for being with me, and I hope you'll come back and check in with us again. Please like this video, leave us a comment if you will. And as always, subscribe and share these videos with your friends. That's part of our own personal evangelism in the world, going out in the marketplace. And the easiest way for you to do that from your home is to hit the share button, subscribe, and tell your friends about these messages, if you will. And we hope to see you again soon.